Yes, my dear Lana. I welcome you to English lesson 15. Before we proceed, remember in lesson 14, I gave you some questions to answer. We looked at the use of in spite of at the beginning of a sentence. The first question was, all the candidates read the instructions thoroughly. They did not follow them. So the correct answer is supposed to be, in spite of the fact that the candidates read the instructions thoroughly, they did not follow them. Number 2, she scored high marks. She wrote poorly. She scored high marks. She wrote poorly. The answer is, in spite of the fact that she wrote poorly, she scored high marks. In this very lesson, we are going to look at the use of in spite of in the middle. As I told you, in spite of is written as 3 separate words. You don't put the words together. When you are writing sentences using in spite of in the middle of the sentence, we also have a different formula to follow. Our formula is, we say in the middle. When we use it in the middle of a sentence, we start it with a surprising result. We start the sentence with a surprising result. After the surprising result, it is the conjunction. And in this very case, the conjunction we are taking is in spite of. After that, it is the fact. And immediately after the fact, you put your full stop. Okay? Yeah. That is it. We start with the surprising result, the conjunction, then we end it with the fact. You will note that when we use in spite of in the middle of the sentence, we don't use commas. We don't use any comma. But when we begin a sentence with it, as we looked at it in the previous lesson, we say we put a comma or we use a comma to separate the two clauses. Now in this very lesson, you have noticed that when writing sentences using in spite of in the middle of the sentence, we don't use a comma. As seen in the examples. Example 1. You have the examples. The instruction is a rewrite. Rewrite using that's in spite. In spite of. Yes, you can see how I've written the one in spite of. The first question is, the first example, the invigilator. The invigilator sounded. The invigilator sounded the bell. The candidates. The candidates continued. The candidates continued writing. Yes? The invigilator sounded the bell. The candidates continued writing. We have to use in spite of in the middle of the sentence. Our formula is here. We start with the surprising result. Then after that, it is a conjunction. And of course, the conjunction is in spite of. That will be followed by the fact. As you can read the two sentences, which one is the fact and which one is the surprising result here? The invigilator sounded the bell. The candidates continued writing. What is the surprise in this sentence? I think the surprise here is the candidates continued writing. In recent, the moment you hear the bell, you are supposed to stop writing, but here it was the opposite. It was contrary to what had happened. So in this case, the fact in the sentence shall be the invigilator sounded the bell. That is the fact. And what is the surprise? The surprise is the candidates continued writing. So when you have to use in spite of in the middle of the sentence, we have to start it with the surprising result. So what shall we say? Since we say this is the surprising result, we shall say the candidates continued writing in spite, which is the conjunction, in spite of the fact that the invigilator sounded the bell. That is example 1. Example 2 is the timetable was placed on the notice board. Stop. We didn't read it. The timetable was placed on the notice board. We didn't read it. Used in spite of in the middle of the sentence. Identify the surprising result and the fact. What is the fact in the sentence? The fact is the timetable was placed on the notice board. And what is the surprise? The surprise here is we didn't read it. In real sense, when something is placed on the notice board, everybody is supposed to see it. But here you find it was a surprise. So our surprising result is we didn't read it. What shall we say? We didn't read. Here we don't say it because this pronoun has been used to replace the noun timetable. We have to bring it. We didn't read the timetable. We didn't read the timetable, it is in spite of the fact that it was placed on the notice board. It was placed on the notice board. Example 3. Kalia attended. Kalia attended the school for only 1 term. Kalia attended school for only 1 term. He was declared the best. He was declared the best candidate in the whole school. In the whole school. Rewrite the sentence using in spite of the fact that in the middle of the sentence. So here, what will you say? The first thing is to identify the facts and the surprising result in the sentence. What is the fact in the sentence? And what is surprising in these 2 sentences here? the surprise is he was declared. This is the surprise to all of us. He was declared. You listen, someone who attends school for only one term can't become the best in the whole school. But find here, it was contrary. It was opposite. So in this very sentence, when you have to use in spite of in the middle of the sentence, we shall say, Kalia was declared the best candidate, was declared the best candidate in the whole school, in spite of the fact that he attended school for only one term. Yes, my dear Nana, this is how we can use in spite of in the middle of the sentence. We have to follow this formula. We start the sentence with the surprising result. Then we put the conjunction. After the conjunction is the fact. The following examples I've given you, I would like you to answer the following questions. The instruction is, you're going to write as I dictate. The instruction is, we write using in spite of. We write using in spite of. The first question is, the pass mark. The pass mark. Activity. The pass mark was set to be 98%. All the candidates got above it. That's one. Question 2 is, Akelo was the prettiest. Akelo was the prettiest. She didn't win the beauty contest. She didn't win the beauty contest. My dear Lana, I thank you so much for having watched this video. Let's meet again in the next lesson.